for the Sports Rage Sunday night wrap following another epic Saturday night marathon program. Last night, 6 hours and 49 minutes, I believe, when it was all said and done. So we'll kick out a couple hours here tonight. As you can tell, my voice isn't in the best condition, and it's not really a major concern, but I'm somewhat concerned. I've noticed recently more and more my voice is sort of getting worn out. And it's hard to yell fucking 8 to 10 hours a day, man. Every day. I've got a fucking record to do too, where I've got to scream, and I'm a little concerned my voice is just going to crack like after a day or two. I've got to start monitoring things a little bit more over the next month or so. Very, very busy, man. Very busy. You know, we've got a flight, man, at like fucking 6 in the morning on Tuesday to New York. I get back from New York on Thursday night to Toronto, but I've got to go to Montreal on Saturday for Earl de la Perel's first game. And also I need to fucking meet with the guitarist of Homicide. Like, we can't just show up next month. Like, I need to go over some fucking things here. So it's just a lot of fucking traveling, man. A lot of traveling coming up. I'm already looking forward to next week. Like, I can't lie. I'm already like, man, fucking, what do I got to do next week? Nothing. Good. What's up, April? Yeah, exactly. Like, you notice, April, I sort of lose my voice, but then I dig down deep. And I've been very lucky with this. I've known a lot of people, man, that have had surgery and lose their voices in this industry. And I've been very lucky. And I don't take care of my throat at all. Like, I don't do anything. You know, like, I don't drink tea and honey and all that type of stuff. I don't do fucking anything. It's worked for me. But nice to see you, April. Pittsburgh Brew? Yeah, I know, bro. I don't even know. Did we hit that boxing match last night inside the in decision? Did Alexander win a decision? I don't even know. I got drunk and we were watching the UFC. What's up, Matthias? Yeah, this week, Matthias, will be on Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. and Thursday morning at 9 a.m. from New York with Craig Carton. I won't be on Tuesday, though, because my flight gets in at like 8:30 or something. They want me to go right to the studio, which is kind of crazy. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I got to deal with. I got a flight at 6:45 a.m. I got to be there at 5:45 or so. I fucking land at like 8:15. And they're like, well, you know, you can be to the studio by about 9:30 or so. And they're going to want to throw me on right away with fucking Carton. So we'll see what happens. But I can tell you for sure, Wednesday and Thursday, Matthias. I know it's good time zone difference. Yeah, the UFC picks were good last night, Pittsburgh Brew. And you know what fucking saved me? I wish I could have helped you guys. Yeah, that's right, Matthias. So Wednesday and Thursday. Maybe Tuesday I'll be on a bit, but Wednesday and Thursday I'll be on the whole show from 9 till 12 Eastern. Wednesday and Thursday morning, 9 till 12 Eastern from New York. And I'm pretty hardcore. I'll be back. It'll be pretty cool. I'll be doing shows in 2 cities in 2 days, in 1 day. How many people can say that? Like, I'll be on in the morning with Craig Carton and shit. And I'll be back Thursday night for the SBR show right here in Toronto. And then Friday is my birthday. Just thrown in there. Oh, yeah, and it's my birthday later in the week. Fuck. Not that it really matters all that much, but it's fucking stupid fly. Fuck. Hold on. I got to get this fucking guy. Fucking stupid fucking flies, man. Jesus fucking Christ. Like, fuck, man. I've never had fucking fly problems before. Fuck, for the last fucking 3 weeks. Fuck. Fucking flies, man. It'll be on YouTube and Fantasy Sports Radio Network, Matthias. Fantasy Sports Network YouTube page. So, yeah, I know, Spencer. I really am becoming Winnebago, man. It's like, it's fucking pathetic. Like, I'm morphing into him. Stupid flies. We got 3 flies. We got 5 flies. Yeah, so last night, yeah, the MLS was rough. This MLS game, I'm kind of kicking myself that I didn't take the New York Red Bulls here. I wanted to, but they were minus 200. And after last night in the MLS, I really wasn't in a fucking mood, you know? I just watched the game. I took an in-game under 4.5 parlayed with an under 3.5 in this fucking Panamanian soccer game. Right now it's 1-1 in the 53rd minute. I might be able to win. So as I posted, you guys know I'm on the Boston Red Sox and we're on the under. So let's turn over to the baseball game. We're on the Red Sox and we're on the under in this game. I don't understand it, guys. I said this in the first fucking game. I said this in the first game on Friday. I said, I don't know how the fucking New York Yankees are favorites at Fenway Park. The Yankees have been fading for weeks. The Red Sox are the best team in baseball, yet the Yankees were fucking favorites on the road. Severino's been getting crushed. What happens? Red Sox kick the shit out of them. Here we are. You know, here's the nightcap. Yankees favored again. Like, why? Because Tanaka's on the hill? I don't know. The Yankees might win. They might win, but you know, as we were talking about, like what Dave Malinsky was telling us all the time about playing the situation, like there's absolutely no reason for the Yankees to be favored again tonight. Minus 115 to minus 105, and then conversely, the total is 9 because casual Carl thinks, oh, Yankees, Red Sox, Fenway Park, Sunday Night Baseball, there'll be fireworks, but David Price has pitched well. Tanaka has pitched well. I think the total's a little high at 9. We'll find out. So we're on the Red Sox and we're on the under 9. I don't know if any of you actually listened to me last week when I told you to take Gary Woodland to finish in the top 20. He did. We hit it, plus 300. I got to tell you, I'm becoming quite the golf guy here. I keep winning on DraftKings, but we gave you that parlay, the big parlay that won $935 a couple of weeks ago. That was 2 weeks ago. This week, we gave you the fucking Gary Woodland plus 300 to be in the top 20, cash it. We got a major golf tournament this week, too, which is pretty cool. We'll jump into make the cut props and all that type of stuff. Calm before the storm in NFL football right now. Calm before the storm. NFL football will start later in the week for real, like all the teams, the preseason games. And already we've got an interesting situation here from Denver. You know, it's funny, too, because I stumbled upon this story tonight in the sense that I saw something about John Gruden and the Raiders, and Gruden's fucking pissed off that Martavis Bryant sucks. Not a good start for David Price. Fuck, he just hit somebody. We got runners on first and second. So yeah, Gruden's unhappy with Martavis Bryant, and I've been talking a lot about during the Raider camp so far about how I don't think Gruden's going to do a good job. I think Gruden's a decent coach. I think he's a good coach, but I don't think he's a good evaluator of talent. And I think he's he's sort of out of touch. So I knew that he cut the remember he cut the punter right away. He got rid of Crabtree, he cut the punter, and they're not paying Khalil Mack. So basically, Khalil Mack's gone. He's not playing. He's their best player. He's unsigned. Michael Crabtree was their best wide receiver. Like, Gruden is going backwards here. Bringing back Marshawn Lynch, bringing in Jordy fucking Nelson instead of Crabtree. Jordy Nelson's fucking injured all the time. He's old. He's beaten down. There's a reason why the Packers let him go. You think that they were going to let Aaron Rodgers, his best fucking buddy, go? If he, if he wasn't done? Like, they knew. This guy always gets hurt. You can't count on him. So we can go on and on. And I talked about it last week about he's showing them fucking grainy tape from 1976 and shit. So I was just wondering, I was like, whatever happened to that punter anyways, fuck? Where did he end up? Oh, fuck, hold on a second. I think I can get the fly here. Fuck. I'm going to get him. Motherfucker, yeah. You're not flying around, buzzing around so much now anymore, you little fucking piece of shit. I know your buddy's around here somewhere, too. I'm going to get him, too, fuck. That was good. I got him, fuck. I got a good eye for these things, fuck. I'm like almost, I'm obsessed, fuck. I'm looking around and whatever, man, my fucking wall is like cream colored and shit. He landed on my door over there. I saw him like, oh yeah, you don't see me. I fucking crept up and fucking got him, fuck. I'm going to, oh shit, there he is, fuck. He's on my fucking plate of macaroni. Fuck. He saw my shadow, fuck. You really are a bold motherfucker, man. I'm going to get you. It's the last fucking thing I do. I'll fucking get you. There's two of them. I got one of them. Now the other one's just sort of buzzing around here. He did. He saw my shadow, fuck. Like, they're fucking smart, these little fuckers, man. Yeah, so I was wondering, I was thinking about Gruden. I'm like, man, I was like, whatever happened to the Marquette King guy after he got cut? So he ends up with the Broncos, which, fuck, his fucking punts are going to go like fucking 100 yards in that altitude up there. Except so I checked in. I'm like, what is Marquette King? Where is he? So I look it up and I'm like, oh, Denver. And I see just today he got into it. Fuck. Growing hostility between Denver Bronco punter Marquette King and the local press. The brouhaha began in earnest on Friday when King did an interview with former Bronco Brandon Stokely and Zach Bye on their daily radio show on the 104.3 The Fan. The interview lasted 90 seconds and was abruptly ended after King gave terse one-word answers. Marquette King then tweeted a bunch of weird emojis at the host of the radio show. The radio host responded on Twitter, little advice. Go to Brandon Stokely, who played for the Broncos 2 different times and played in the league for 15 years, is in the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, is a fantastic father and husband, and apologized for an incredibly disrespectful and rude interview. If you don't want to be interviewed, don't do it. If you do decide to do an interview, have a clue who you were talking to. Why don't you ask DT about Stokely, as you apparently have no idea who anybody is? Yeah, Marquette King said he doesn't know who Stokely is, like he was on the Broncos and shit. Best of luck punting the ball in Denver. Somehow our show will survive without you. All right, so a little back and forth here. Media steps back up. That's the thing in Denver, too. Stokely played for the team. He's got a radio show to do. Marquette King's like, I didn't know he played for the Broncos, blah, blah, blah. Then today was the Broncos' first inter-squad scrimmage. Marquette King then sought out the radio host who saw him. Marquette King came up to me and told me to keep my name out of your mouth. I said, or what? He then began to threaten me. He was escorted away by Denver Bronco PR staff. There's pictures of it too. Emmanuel Sanders comes to his defense. Don't let these guys rattle you. That guy's sole purpose is to create controversy to gain a bigger following for his Twitter and radio show. Don't play into his hands. Some of the Denver media just want to divide and conquer. Stay focused on the task. Super Bowl. Shelby Harris says, why are you all trying to make it seem like Marquette isn't a perfectly fine teammate? You all need to get off his back. He is a good teammate. As evidently the Denver media also ripped King because King didn't sign autographs for the fans at the practice, and other players did. Kings, whose flamboyant persona contributed to his release from the Raiders, is having a fantastic camp with the Broncos, all controversy aside. The all-pro punter is consistently wowed onlookers with his booming leg and his precision coffin corner punts. Special teams coordinator Tom McMahon says he's extremely coachable and that he's a great player. We love working with him. He wants to be a great player. You know, I agree with Matthias in that King is an idiot. He's a decent punter, but he brings too much attention upon himself for being a punter. You know, like seriously, like this stuff in Denver, the shit in Oakland, the celebrating after the punts all the time and shit. You know, even when they were losing. You know, I agree with the radio host. If you don't want to do the radio interview, don't do it. Then, and then don't get pissed off if they rip you after for being a dick with them. And then he threatens them. Like, I don't see how, like the Broncos, like, all of his back so far on this. But I got to tell you, if I was running the Broncos, I'd pull them aside and I'd say, listen, I don't want this bullshit from you. I'd say don't do fucking interviews, but don't fucking, sign autographs and don't be a shithead to the fucking media because it's only going to make our lives harder. Like, the guy hasn't played a fucking game yet there and he's already threatening people in the media. And the thing is now, dude, well, because you're a big dick to everyone in the media, now when you fuck up, they're gonna fucking pounce on you and shit. I do like the Broncos coming into the year, but then I subsequently read about this, and then I start reading more about how Vance Joseph, the coach of the Broncos, is pissed off right now. He's like, these guys, he does, maybe it's coaching. He's just trying to fucking, motivate them. But, he basically said last year we sucked, and I don't like what I see so far this year either. He said, you're basically saying these guys are all talk fuck. Like, go practice harder. Like, he doesn't like the way they're practicing even. That's the thing. It's the thing with the Denver Broncos, man. As soon as they start getting good and they won and shit, like they've really become like head cases. There's always drama in Denver now, Drama with the quarterbacks, drama with the team not paying and this and that and like the media is insane there. Like people don't realize it. Denver is a high profile NFL city. Like you've got your Dallas, you've got Dallas is pretty much the big one, right? Dallas is fucking, they're nut jobs about it. It's like 24/7 Cowboy coverage. Philadelphia is pretty intense. They're pretty crazy, as we know. But Philadelphia has a lot of other teams and shit in the city, right? They love the Eagles, but like Denver, Like the Rockies aren't on the same level. You know, it's not the same. Like in Denver, the Broncos are a very big deal. And, you know, the media, it's a very big circus atmosphere around the Broncos all the time. So the season hasn't already started yet. You guys were shit last year. And you don't need controversy already. You've got enough problems as it is. You don't need your punter threatening people. You know, it's unprofessional as well. To me, that's the thing. I would pull him aside. I'd say, don't do this again. You know, they're not going to suspend him or anything. Yet, if you're an athlete, you can't threaten the media. Like, there's a picture of it, man. The guy in the media is like an old man. Like, he's this old man, and King's like all in his face and shit like that. It's like, dude, really? Why? Because the guy fucking criticized your shitty radio interview? Like, so what are you going to do? If you have a bad game, are you going to fucking, what? You going to beat the media up? You know, like, what do you want? Balanced? You know, that's the way I look at this. Like, I don't know. I think the Denver Broncos are under, I don't know. We'll see. It just happened a couple hours ago. What happened with the Red Sox here? Double. And for the record, we got out of the first inning. What's up, Sandercock? Yeah, like to me, I don't know. Like I said, the Broncos are just reacting right now. Now, of course, the Bronco players are going to have their back. You know, the Bronco players going to have his back, but I want to see what the Bronco organization does. I imagine publicly they won't fucking say anything. And I do imagine behind the scenes, fucking Elway will tell them, don't do that ever again, fuck. Like you're not going to win in a war against the media. And, you know, Trump always does the fake news shit. He created the fake news stuff. And, you know, a lot of the news is manipulated, you know. It's always been that way. But, you know, but he's not the only one that does it, right? You know, Elon Musk is a big fucking, you know, he was talking about fake media, and fucking Bernie was bitching about fake media. Anytime someone doesn't like something, fake media. So you see Emmanuel Sanders right away tweeting, oh, the Denver media, they want to divide us. They want to divide you. Your punter just threatened to kill the guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you guys, oh, I know it's the media's fault. I know it's Brandon Stokely's fault that Marquette King was a fucking asshole with him. If you hear the interview, too, they're all just like, hey, welcome to Denver, Marquette. How's everything going? Yeah, well, it's like, fuck, dude. Like, you're an asshole. Don't go on the radio if you don't want to do it. Good to see you, Sandercock. Thanks for the support, buddy. Now, as far as the Denver Broncos are concerned, I think they have a good chance of bouncing back this year. Emmanuel Sanders needs to shut the fuck up. You're pretty inconsistent. I also wonder, as you mentioned about Sergio Dip, I also wonder about Vance Joseph as a head coach. I really do. Like Vance Joseph seemed to be in it over his head last year, much like Sergio Dip. Like the thing with Vance Joseph is he doesn't really have any experience. You know, like he was a weird hire. It was just a strange hire. I know like players like him and stuff, but you know, what was the attraction? Well, he played at the University of Colorado. He's from the area. You know, I don't know. Elway knew him. You know what I mean? But you know, he played there and shit. But you know, as a head coach, like I said, he had a deer in the headlight look last year. Now, his quarterback play was really bad as well. So, you know, a coach is going to be a lot worse with a shitty quarterback, right? Now, Case Keenum is an upgrade at quarterback for them. So we'll see. Like to me, though, Vance Joseph, I was buying in on the over 7.5. I'm going to take a wait and see approach. I have concerns about their offensive line. I've got concerns about the running back situation. I guess the kid from fucking Freeman from the Ducks could be good. I don't know. I feel it's 7.5. It's probably an accurate number. They're probably like an 8-8 football team. But like I said, I wonder about Vance Joseph. Seems like there's controversy all the time, and they're loose. You know what I mean? He's not running a tight ship. I don't know. Guys are always talking. You got Marquette King already now. Last year was a circus. You know, the defense talking shit about the offense. You know, they don't seem to be a fucking unit like they used to be, Denver. Exactly. He's a DB coach, right? But you look at the guy who Anthony Lynn, the coach of the Chargers. It was sort of a similar situation. He was a running backs coach for years. You know, he was just a running back coach. He got promoted to offensive coordinator in Buffalo, or a head coach in Buffalo. He got promoted to offensive coordinator in Buffalo because Greg Roman talked shit about Rex Ryan behind his back, and Rex Ryan fucking fired Romans. And then Rex Ryan got fired with the 2 games left or whatever. So Anthony Lynn started the season as a running back coach on the Buffalo Bills. And next thing you know, he's an offensive coordinator. And then 2 weeks later, he's the head coach. And then he parlayed that into getting a head coaching job with the Chargers. Yet he did a better job than Vance Joseph did. Lynn seems to know what he's doing. He's much more disciplined and shit. Joseph just is sort of seems overwhelmed. What? What's going on? Lynn is kind of angry and shit. Lynn's a big dude that's like fucking, hey. Lynn's more meaner than Vance Joseph. And it seems to translate. Lynn got fucking pissed off at the Chargers last year and shit. Vance Joseph, you know, I'm not discounting the Broncos this year, and not because of this Marquette King stuff, but let's just keep our eye on this. As I stated, Denver's a big media NFL hub, right? Shit can get ugly fast there. You know, and especially a team coming off such a bad season. I wouldn't be fucking picking fights with the media right now. You know, if you're Bill Belichick and you're 14-2, you can fucking tell the media to fuck off. All right? When you're 6-10, man, you don't want to fucking piss the media off. Yet Marquette King's not the only one talking shit. And give me a second, and we'll get to that in a second. All right, still scoreless. Runner on second base, 2 out.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Geek Squad Home Membership from Best Buy. 24/7 support and more for all the tech in your home. Looking for something for the long haul? Look no further than the 2018 Nissan Titan. With available blind spot warranty and Canada's best truck warranty. 5 years, 160,000 kilometers. Bump to bump. It's built to last. Hit the open road and get up to 25% MSRP cash credit on 2018 Titan models. Need a change of scenery? The Kayak Explorer tool shows you the places you can fly on your budget, so you can be confident you're getting the most bang for your buck. Aloha. Search one and done. Crab Fest is back at Red Lobster with our largest variety of crab all year, like new Crab Fest Combo. Your one chance to have new jumbo snow crab with tender Dungeness crab. Or try Crab Lover's Dream. But hurry in, because Crab Fest will be gone in a snap.
The call came in. The meetup was on. These are the kind of places that have signs. Then out of nowhere, they found me. And finally, it was my time.
Introducing the Nissan Kicks. Move to your own beat. Thursday Night Football, presented by The Brick on TSN. And a simple conversation just to make sure they recap. You don't have one translator, you have two. And it is basically what went wrong in the pickup play, quick talk, same page, moving on. I love the fact that even translators now covering it in the mouth. Hey, we're being watched in Tokyo, baby. Brett Gardner leads things off in the Yankee half in the second, bottom third of the order for New York. Gardner, Romine, and Robinson. So the Yankees with a bases loaded opportunity against David Price in the first, and they're turned away. And then Boston with a runner in scoring position, one away in their half against Cosmos, and they too turned away. And to your point earlier, to recap and put a button on that top of the first inning, why do they miss the great Aaron Judge so much? Well, that at back, to move everyone back, and instead of having Voit, and nothing against Voit, but that's Ant Duhar's at back.
Gardner with a fly ball to center field, and it'll take Vince to
Who's leading the team in that spot? The Voit was out.
That has been a great clutch hitter.
The Sox playing without Jackie Bradley Jr. tonight. He was just getting a night off. Nothing wrong with Jackie. In fact, just the opposite. He's been great the last 30 or so games.
How about Mookie getting the All Defensive of the Week award, though? Normally right field, a little second base.
Still scoreless in a baseball game. All right, so we're talking about Marquette King talking shit to the media. Well, he's not the only one talking shit. Now let's go to Buffalo. Now here's another dude. Here's another dude that really shouldn't be saying jack motherfucking shit, man. Yet here he is running his mouth right now, and I'm talking about Kelvin Benjamin of the Buffalo Bills. Yet surprisingly enough, Benjamin's not bitching about the Bills. When I saw Benjamin today, I'm like, oh, great, fuck. I saw Benjamin headline, Benjamin complaining. I'm like, oh, yeah, fuck. Well, you know, this is just great. And no. Benjamin basically was asked about, you know, the situation coming into the year and how he feels good. Yet then he starts going off about the Carolina Panthers and Cam Newton. Kelvin Benjamin wasn't happy about being drafted by the Carolina Panthers in 2014. Never mind, he went to the fucking Super Bowl, this guy. The Buffalo Bill wide receiver told The Athletic in an interview on Friday that him and the Panthers were never a good fit, and that his career would be different if he would have played with a more accurate quarterback. I mean, I feel like I'd be even more successful if, I don't know, man, if we look back on it, if I would have been drafted by somebody else. I never should have been drafted by Carolina, truly. I think Carolina was bad for me. It was a bad fit from the get-go and day one, says Benjamin. If you put me with any other quarterback, let's be real. You know what I'm saying? Put me with a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers. Put me with a quarterback like Eli Manning or Big Ben Roethlisberger. Put me with anybody. Give me a quarterback with knowledge that knows how to place a ball and give you a better chance to actually catch the ball. I never felt I was in that position with Carolina. So basically, Kelvin Benjamin just fucking is saying that Cam Newton sucks, doesn't know anything about being a quarterback, his accuracy blows, and his passes are impossible to catch. Although the numbers don't really lie, Newton posted a 58.5 completion percentage of Benjamin's first season in 2014. Cam Newton has cracked 60% accuracy rate just twice in his career. Benjamin on Saturday didn't take any of it back as people criticized him. He said, I can say more. I'm holding it all in, but now I'm free. Hate me or love me. He goes, it's just crazy. I was the one who buried my mom and skipped the grievance process to get back to help that team. Let's be real. It was all fake, to be honest. I was salty. Who wouldn't be? I've just been holding it in. Now I'm free. Hate me or love me. Benjamin was one of 4 receivers drafted in the first round of the 2014 draft, along with Sammy Watkins, Odell Beckham Jr., and Brandon Cooks. Benjamin says, I feel like I'm still the best one to come out of that class. Those guys were just putting better opportunities to have success than I was, if you notice. At the end of the day, my rookie year, I was the only one to get to the playoffs. No, none of those guys went to the playoffs. Like you're so stupid, Benjamin, that you just proved the point. You say that you're better than these guys, which you're not. And then you're like, I was the only one of those guys that went to the playoffs. Yeah, you went to the playoffs because of Cam fucking Newton. The level of stupidity of Kelvin Benjamin here is beyond reproach. It really is. He's just a fucking moron, evidently. What are you complaining about? You know what I mean? Cam Newton was the MVP of the league, asshole, when you were there. You're complaining about playing with the MVP of the league. You think Sammy Watkins was put in a better situation? You're on Buffalo now. If you didn't like the situation with Cam fucking Newton, just wait till this year, bro. You got Nate Peterman or fucking Josh Allen. You gonna like that situation? Not to mention you showed up to camp last year weighing 285 pounds as a wide receiver. It really is amazing, this guy. That the thing is, he's good. He's a good player. Kelvin Benjamin is good. And I understand. It is true. I remember when Benjamin was on the Panthers, if you remember, fucking Cam Newton throws the ball 10 feet in the air. So it is true. Kelvin Benjamin used to have to fucking jump up. He'd get killed trying to do it. But it's fucking classless of you. It's kind of stupid. And you prove that you're an idiot. You ever think that these other teams or these good quarterbacks didn't want you? Secondly, the fact that you think you're better than Odell Beckham Jr. is comical, and Brandon Cooks. Sammy Watkins, all right. I'd say you and Sammy are about the same as far as the level of success, but Brandon Cooks and Odell Beckham have way surpassed you. Well, whatever, man. Benjamin's a free agent after this year, so, he'll have to put up or shut up. Greg Olson says he was a little surprised by the weird comments Kelvin Benjamin made. It's kind of weird, said Olson when hearing about the criticism. I think we all feel the same way. We wish him the best. Obviously, things change. But again, we talked at length about how guys here feel about Cam. Obviously, you don't like people going after your quarterback, but I think Cam knows how we feel about him around here. I played with Cam Newton his entire career. I have nothing but nice things to say about him. You'd be hard-pressed to find anybody on this team who would ever say anything bad about him. I know in my 8 years with him and countless other guys have played, we've all benefited from being around Cam Newton. Olson says Benjamin was a good teammate. He was a good person to have around. That's why this is so strange. Things didn't work out here for him. I get it, but that's what it's like. You know, you'd like to see him kind of move forward to his new team and embrace his opportunity that he has instead of getting all personal about it. Olsen noted, not many players get a chance to play with a quarterback who's an MVP. Sean McDermott says, I wish that Kelvin Benjamin would worry about what's going on here and not anywhere else. Yeah, I don't, you know. You know, some of these athletes really are, man. I bet you he really believes that he's better than those other guys too. It's like, you know what? Yeah, maybe some of these guys have been in a different situation than you, but you know, look, Brandon Cooks played for the Patriots last year. You know, would you be able to handle the Patriots? Belichick would cut you if you showed up fucking weighing 280 pounds to camp. Yeah, and Brandon Cooks didn't even stay with the Patriots. Like, well, you know, Benjamin, you'll find out, Benjamin, at the end of this year what your market value is and how many teams and MVP quarterbacks are lining up and saying, we got to get this guy. Benjamin's good, but it's almost like Marquette King in the sense that Benjamin's a pain in the ass, man. You know, he caught a big play at Florida State. He caught the winning touchdown in the championship game. He does make big plays, and he is a big dude, right? So I'm not saying Benjamin isn't good. It's tough to tell, though. You know, he's been out of shape for a couple of years. Last year on Buffalo only got him late season. He was always hurt. And then the Bills quarterback situation was a shit show, and then he was out, you know. He really didn't give us anything last year. So I'm just stating, you know, for a guy that really in the last 2 years of his career really hasn't given anybody anything, I really don't see how he's fucking running his mouth. Right, still scoreless in this baseball game. Oh, shit, we're in the 90th minute. I got that under 3.5 in this parlay. They're in the extra time right now. I could cash out, but I'm going to lose $10 if I do it. 4 minutes of extra time. It's 2-1 right now. Yeah, I'll tell the story after, Grinch, although it's not that great, but oh, fuck off. I think they just scored. Fuck. Oh, boy. Come on, man. There it is, goal. Fuck! I could have cashed out, too. Fuck! Fuck, 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 fuck. That's the first bet I've lost in a while, too. Fuck, man, that pisses me off. So last night, if you recall, fucking stupid fucking fly, man. So last night, we hit the Dillashaw on the way out, but after that, we gave you guys a soccer game. Remember, we were on the air and we said, oh, yeah, we're going to take this Tunarong and Monera under 163. Then after I left you guys, I hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bets in a row. Fuck. Yeah, I hit an under 11.5, under 11.5, under 10.5, under 12.5. I hit all these Japanese baseball in games. Fuck, he's right here. Fuck. Fuck. Man, that soccer game really pissed me off. I could have cashed out, but I didn't want it for the fuck. I didn't want to lose that $10, man. Fuck. Yeah, I didn't really kill it, Cody. I got back to even, fuck, after losing all that MLS soccer last night. That's a good point, Grinch. How's Des doing right now? Fuck. Nobody wants Des Bryant. Des Bryant's another classic example of that, in which Des Bryant's also an idiot. Fuck. The fucking Baltimore Ravens offered Des Bryant a pretty good contract. He said no. He thought, fucking, I'll get all these offers from people. No one's offered him shit, and the Ravens don't want him anymore. You should have jumped. You should have jumped on that Baltimore Raven deal. You should have jumped on that Baltimore Raven deal when you had the opportunity to. And instead, the Ravens, it worked out for them. They ended up getting Michael Crabtree because fucking because Gruden doesn't know what he's doing. Like, if you're Gruden, why would you want to get rid of Crabtree? Look, I like Amari Cooper. But Amari Cooper sort of had problems the last 2 years. This is a big year for Cooper right now. You know, this is a turning point for him. This is a crossroads year for Amari Cooper. Like, Amari Cooper sort of had that superstar look. He sort of had that superstar look briefly. But in reality, over the last 2 years, the production has dropped. And speaking of drop, there are a lot of drops. He drops a lot of footballs. I remember last year, Cooper showed up. Remember 2 years ago, Cooper was all pissed off because he dropped a lot of balls. He was like, well, I can be better. And then he showed up last year, and he was fucking ripped. Like, he was massive. Fuck. He looked like David Boston or something like that. But then he still dropped balls. And then I don't know if he had personal issues or what something. I don't know, man. It was a circus last year for him. Still scoreless. Going to the, what is this, the third now? So the Raider wide receiver situation is essentially, it's Amari Cooper number 1, Jordy Nelson number 2, and Martavis Bryant number 3. Except he's unhappy. He's unhappy with what Martavis Bryant has given him so far. The work ethic, Gruden is. They still don't have Khalil Mack in fucking sign yet, which I don't understand why. I don't know. Gruden told people that, don't worry, he'll end up signing. We'll get it done. You find it hard to believe that Gruden would come back to coach the Raiders, and then they're not going to give him the best defensive player. Yet, you know, who knows? Fuck. But NFL preseason, it begins this week. There'll be no turning back, man. College football's around the corner. Everything's around the corner. Fall is around the corner. Habib and Conor McGregor is around the corner. So nice night of fights last night. Crazy ass. Very, very crazy beating that Dillashaw put on Garbrandt last night. And of course, Henry Cejudo beats Mighty Mouse Johnson, which we should have seen coming, but we didn't. Now, MiddleEasy.com is a good MMA website. It's, they do video games and shit too. They're actually, they seem to be back mostly on only MMA now. They're sort of all over the place, these guys. But every Sunday they have like a weekly recap and rumor mill, except they're incredibly accurate. Like I said, these guys live in LA, and I know one of them is like good friends with Ronda Rousey, and they do have like inside information, these guys, all the time about what the UFC are up to. So they're saying a couple of interesting things here. Basically, the Conor and Habib stuff, they're saying that both Conor and Habib have actually known about this fight for the last couple of weeks and have already started training. And it's funny because remember when I said when I saw the Conor McGregor video of him jogging in New York, I could tell he looked like good and serious and shit. So I guess Conor already is in preparation and training. There will be no media circus before this shit. Now, the UFC's torn because obviously they want to promote this and they want to sell the fight, but there's a couple of issues here. Last time Conor McGregor was in public, he threw a dolly through a fucking glass window. Conor McGregor talks a lot of shit at these things. You never know how Habib will react live. It's draining. There's nothing. There's a lot of more bad than good. People are going to buy the fight anyways. People are going to watch the fight anyways. So, there'll be a little media shit, but they're saying there's no media tour or anything like that. It's not going to be like the big media circus like there always is with Conor. It said Conor actually insisted as well that he doesn't have to fucking fly around the world doing all this shit leading up to the fight. Now, of course, there's UFC 230 at Madison Square Garden last night or the other night. They announced Nate Diaz versus Dustin Poirier. Now, most likely will be at that card, right? So, coming up in November at Madison Square Garden. And, you can't, Nate Diaz and Poirier, that's not a main event for Madison Square Garden. So, the UFC is, the UFC's looking and coming up with creative ideas, and says their UFC's thinking outside the box for their UFC 230 card at Madison Square Garden. They want like big time fights. So they already have Dustin Poirier, Nate Diaz. They're saying the rumor is expect Daniel Cormier to also be on the card. So it looks like it would be a rematch because his Brock Lesnar shit's taking longer than people thought. I see tonight too that Daniel Cormier fucking basically stated that he's not waiting forever for Brock Lesnar. That if there's not a date soon for the fight, he's going to rematch against Miocic. So I would imagine it probably ends up at UFC 230 at Madison Square Garden. And here, this next fight, here are the big names. And this is a fight that would have been way cool like 10 years ago. But now I don't think people are, it's George St. Pierre versus Anderson Silva. It's not official. It says the UFC are fucking talking to GSP and Anderson Silva about a catch weight fight at Madison Square Garden. And to facilitate it, they would even create a new weight division. I don't know what, 180 or something? I don't know. Said possible solutions for the main event include a GSP Anderson Silva catch weight title fight. There would be an introduction to a new weight class. Daniel Cormier versus Miocic also on the table for the mega card at MSG. Here's another thing. UFC. Mighty Mouse will be out for an extended period of time. He has an injury. He's going to get surgery. The UFC is seriously thinking about just fucking having Henry Cejudo fight TJ Dillashaw now. Rumor is Brock Lesnar and the UFC negotiations have hit a little bit of a snag. Lesnar is demanding to sign nothing but short-term deals with both the UFC and WWE. Lesnar likes the idea of being a free agent and hitting the open market. And Lesnar's taking one fight at a time, one contract at a time now for both UFC and WWE. So basically, Lesnar just sort of let it out there that, hey, Bellator, if you offer me enough stupid money, I'll go there. That's what Lesnar's doing here. You know, that's the thing, you know. Lesnar's a businessman, and Dana White's all buddy-buddy with him, but Brock Lesnar's a free agent. Brock Lesnar's not under contract to the UFC, and he just got out of his WWE deal. It's over, his WWE deal. And the WWE will take him back. Like, you know, Lesnar is the one guy that really does call his own shots because of his popularity. Sort of like Conor, but Lesnar actually does it better. He doesn't make as much money as Conor, but Lesnar makes pretty good money. I mean, he got $6 million from the WWE his last year. His last contract was $6 million a year. And he was only on once a month. Like, he put it in the deal. Like, you know, a lot of guys are making, you know, John Cena's making it in that ballpark and shit. But they're working John Cena hard. He's showing up at malls and fucking meeting kids and fucking, you know, you're all right, we're sending you to fucking England tonight. And you know what I mean? Like John Cena, like a lot of these guys work hard for their money in the WWE. Brock Lesnar really doesn't. I think his contract was basically, you know, one wrestling appearance a month. He'll wrestle once a month and he'll show up to a fucking Monday Night Raw once a month, I think. But no wrestling. Like, I'll show up and get in the ring and talk shit for 5 minutes, and I'll wrestle once a month. You know, now maybe it fucking deviates before pay-per-views and shit like that. I'm just stating that Brock is very, very stingy with his contract, like his time. He doesn't say, okay, since you're paying me $6 million, I'll do whatever you tell me to do. He's like, no. Like, you give me $6 million and I'll show up once a month to your pay-per-view fight. And I'll show up fucking once to the Raw to sell the pay-per-view to push it. So Brock, you know, Brock ain't going to roll over. Brock knows Bellator have big money too. So it's interesting, though. There's definitely a correlation. Like I said, these guys know behind the scenes. They're very good, the Middle Easy guys. And you got to put two and two together. If they're saying that fucking Brock Lesnar is telling the UFC that it's a one-fight deal and, you know, he's kind of in the free agent mode, what are you putting on the table here? Like, so, like I said, basically, Brock Lesnar just sort of let the MMA world know, yeah, there's no guarantee I'm fucking fighting Cormier and signing this contract with these guys. And I don't have to. I could sign with you if I wanted to. You know, that's the little thing. Lesnar likes the idea of being a free agent and remaining flexible for the remainder of his career. Exactly, Pittsburgh Brew. He gets He gets $6 million. Fuck, he never gets injured. You don't have to do anything. You talk shit fucking once a week. You show up once a month, throw someone over a fucking ring. Like, even Lesnar's matches are short. You know what I mean? Like, his WrestleMania match was like fucking 8 minutes or something. Like, because that's the thing. Like, Lesnar's matches can't be like long. They're boring, right? He only has a few moves. Like, he's really selling the freakdom of it. So it's better just to do it in a shock and awe, like in a quick 7-8 minute bang, and it's over. Wasn't he like the fucking main event of WrestleMania last time? And people were like, how is he going to be the main event of WrestleMania? Fuck, his matches are 6 minutes. And basically they went like 11 or 12 minutes and that was it. And it was over. It was like, all right, that's it. Fuck. We can't go any longer. He's too big. He can't he can't stay in there that long. He doesn't have any real wrestling moves. He can't really sell anything. He's just got to go in there and destruct for a few minutes, right? So you got to do it in and out fast. But people like him. I mean, there's a reason why he gets the money from them. And he gets about the same thing from the UFC. Before he wasn't. Before it was a big deal. Lesnar was getting like $1 million a fight before, and no one else was. That was like a big deal. Conor did change everything for that. You know, GSP got $3 million and shit a few times, but Conor was like the one to say, no, give me $10 million. And so now it's sort of a new frontier. And from what I heard, Dana White offered Brock Lesnar $5 million for one fight. So that's pretty good too. If you're Lesnar, that's pretty good, you know? But Lesnar probably thinks I can get a little more from him, you know? I could probably get 7 out of him. Lesnar's not unreasonable though. Like, Lesnar doesn't say, I demand $12 million or I'm not fighting and shit. I think he'll take the 5, but I think he's just sending a message to people that, hey, Bellator, if you really do want to give me $10 million, I'll do it. What up, Andy? And that's the thing. Come on, man. Nobody fucking cares about George St. Pierre fighting Anderson Silva now. Anderson Silva's done. George St. Pierre's not done. Anderson Silva is done. George St. Pierre will just take Anderson Silva down. Like, it won't even be entertaining. And George St. Pierre, clearly, I told you guys this. People, George St. Pierre is coming back for his belt and shit. They were saying, no, he's not. Fuck. George St. Pierre doesn't want to fucking fight Tyron Woodley or any of these guys. Like, George St. Pierre fought Michael Bisping. And now, like, you know, he'll take this fight against Anderson Silva. It's perfect. They're going to create a new fucking belt for him. He'll win this new fucking thing, and then he'll fucking leave again. He doesn't care. He'll get the belt. Hey, thank you. Now, I don't think it's fair that I keep the championship because I don't know if I fight. So, but thank you very much. Thank you for the $8 million. I go back to Montreal now with more money. That's the thing. And George St. Pierre's money goes pretty far to Montreal. Montreal is not like living in Iowa or something. You know, it's an expensive city, but it's not that expensive. It's like pretty reasonable. Like, George St. Pierre lives in a fucking really, really, really nice house. Like, he's not that extravagant, but he lives pretty nicely. Like, he lives in a fucking massive ass fucking house in like the South Shore. He's got his own little fucking mansion type thing. He owns a gym in Montreal. Like, you know, George St. Pierre isn't, he's not extravagant, George St. Pierre, really. Like, when I say mansion, he's got a big house and shit, but he's, you know what I mean? He's not, I think he's got a BMW. You know, he's got a nice car, fucking house and shit, but he's not like over the top fucking spend money type of guy. He dresses normally. He doesn't party much. You know, he's like, really, he's kind of a boring dude, really. That's why he's so good, right? I mean, he's fucking focused. Like, so that's why I like GSP like gets this money and he knows fucking, he's like, all right, I get another $7 million, man. That's going to fucking buy another 10 years of my life, right? Like he's sort of, he looks at, GSP's in this for the money now. Like he's only fighting for the money. Because he made money, but he didn't make mega money, right? Like I said, like they really stiffed everyone, right? Until recently. It's only in the last few years that the big guys are getting okay money. Like for the record, I saw what Dillashaw got paid last night. Dillashaw got $470,000. Which really isn't that bad. You know, Dillashaw is not a massive draw. He made $470,000. Look, he can fight again and make another fucking $500,000. Basically, so let's say he fights again this year. He basically made $1 million. You know, it's pretty good for TJ Dillashaw. So right now in the UFC, the top guys, they're doing okay. It's really the mid-tier guys that get fucked. It's weird. Like the new guys are getting fucking paid well. The top guys get paid well. It's that whole sort of middle ground where most of the fighters live in to get fucked. Now, with bonuses, DJ got 470 as well, Cody. DJ, when it was all said and done, DJ and Mighty Mouse both walked away with $470,000. Here it is. UFC pay-per-view event, blah, 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 blah. Not every state discloses the money, right? But California does. Guaranteed purses. Demetrius Johnson, $380,000. Henry Cejudo, $100,000. TJ Dillashaw, $380,000. Cody Garbrandt, $200,000. After bonuses, TJ Dillashaw, and Mighty Mouse both took home $470,000 when it was all said and done. Demetrius Johnson and Henry Cejudo both earned an extra $50,000 for their fight of the night. Meanwhile, bantamweight champion TJ Dillashaw and Renato Moicano both got an extra $50,000 for performance of the night. We even have how much Reebok paid everybody. TJ Dillashaw got $40,000 from Reebok last night. Cody Garbrandt, $30,000. Henry Cejudo, $30,000. Demetrius Johnson, $40,000. Moicano, $5,000. Cub Swanson, $20,000. JJ Aldrich, $4,000. Pauliana Viana, $3,500. Thiago Santos got $10,000 from Reebok. Kevin Holland, $3,500. Ricky Simon, $3,500. Everyone else got $3,500. See, that's kind of a screw job. Because even like the lower tier fighters would have gotten more from like other sponsors if they were allowed to. You know, Cub Swanson getting $20K, that's not bad. Demetrius Johnson, $40K in sponsorship. But to be real, they could get about $100 in reality if you're the champ, right? So the UFC did bump up the Reebok pay a bit too, because the fighters were really bitching about that. That was like the biggest screw job. Like the fighters, you know, whatever, the salaries are one thing, because not all fighters get screwed, right? So not every fighter's angry about the salary. But every fucking fighter was fucking pissed, man. Like, look, I know, like, I remember the Score fucking paid Heath Herring fucking $5,000 just for like to be one sponsor, right? So now you're getting these guys, they're only getting fucking 10K and shit. They could get more, right? Because they're not allowed to have any other sponsors. They can only wear Reebok in the ring, right? Or in a cage. They could make more. So they're getting screwed on that. It's not, it's not the end of the world. Dillashaw getting an extra 40K, but he would definitely make more from sponsorship. That's just more money the UFC's keeping. Yeah, Daniel Cormier. Daniel Cormier says, Miocic should get a rematch. But he went 3 defenses. 3 is a lot different than 11. And if Brock Lesnar was staring at Stipe, then that would happen. But I'll tell you this right now, and I'll tell you this on the record. If Brock Lesnar doesn't make this fight happen for any reason, I will fight Stipe again. That's no problem. There's no reason why I wouldn't fight him. I'm only fighting Brock because I'm fighting Brock. But if he doesn't make it, then I will fight Miocic. Red Sox got runners on first and second. 2 out again. In this game, there's been a lot of base runners, but nobody's scoring. The under's looking good. We're on the under 9. Right now, the in-game total is 6.5. We got that 9. Man, what is it about Yankee and Red Sox games that take so long? Like, I don't understand it. Like, nobody has scored. Now, I know there have been a lot of hits. There's actually been 7 hits in this game. Nobody has scored, and it's amazing. It's 9-18 right now, and they're only in the 3rd inning still. Like, this game is on pace. This game is on pace to be about 4 hours. Like, it'll end around 11:45 or so, midnight. Like, really? And, I imagine it might even slow down because eventually somebody's going to score and people are the bullpens and fucking pitcher to the trips to the mound. It really is amazing that it's fucking taking this fucking long. Yeah, 1 hour and 18 minutes. We're still in the bottom of the 3rd inning right now. We're now about a month away, little more than a month away from Sunday Night Football. What's up, Larry? Yeah, we're now a little more than a month away from Sunday Night Football as well. They said it's full slate of preseason football this week. Well, great performance by Cejudo last night. I don't know. There was a little voice in me. That's the thing. When these champions have been champions forever, you always know eventually they're going to get caught, right? But it's not like Mighty Mouse didn't fight well last night. It's just Cejudo was just better. Cejudo was just that good. Like, Cejudo just fought like a champion, wrestler that he is, that wasn't going to be denied, that was embarrassed the first time. And, just that determination of wanting it. You can just tell, like, he wanted it more than Mighty Mouse last night. Like, he wanted the belt more than Mighty Mouse wanted to keep it. It was a hell of a run by Mighty Mouse Johnson. It's hard to do what he did in any weight class. It's hard to win as much as he did. What did he do? He won like 13, 14 fights in a row. It's not easy to do that. He never really made a lot of money along the way. I think he probably makes more money with fucking Twitch than he does in the UFC, to be honest. Man, Buddy just swung at a pitch that was about 3 feet outside of fucking the plate, man. Holy fuck. Well, the under's looking good, as we keep saying. the under's looking good. I should have fucking clicked the under again earlier. It sort of had that feel of this, but now you really can't do it at 6.5. You're not getting any value. It's under 6.5 minus 155. Fucking pissed. I should have fucking cashed out that last fucking game there, that soccer game. What's up, David Hutton? Yeah, we'll see you guys in Vegas, at least some of you guys in Vegas in a couple of weeks. I wanted to have like a little thing going away thing before I leave Toronto, and I still probably will, but I just don't really have any time for it. Like I'm thinking, I don't know. There's never really a good, Maybe I guess I could do it. Fucking, if I did it, I'd have to do it like in next week type thing, in 2 weeks. I don't really feel like doing that. So maybe, at the end of September, when the homicide stuff is done, I got to come back. And when I finally just sort of leave this place for real and close the door for the last time, But it's pretty crazy. But really, I don't have a lot of time, guys. Like I said, I'm leaving Tuesday morning, and then all week I'm done, right? So I get back. I got to go to Montreal. So basically, I got to pack up and shit. Because tomorrow I got shows. It's a holiday tomorrow in Canada, I guess. But it's not a holiday for me, man. I got 2 fucking shows. I got to get ready. I got to leave Tuesday morning early. So everything's got to be taken care of. And then, boom, like I said, I'll be back here Thursday night. I leave for Montreal Saturday morning. I'll get back here Monday morning. And then it's like fucking, I'll have 1 full week of nothing planned. So I don't really feel like setting up a live show then. I got to fucking work on the homicide stuff. And then we're in Vegas. And then after Vegas, I'm going to Vancouver to see my mother for a few days. And then I'll be going right to New York. I won't be coming back to Toronto. So essentially, basically, it feels like I have like 16 or 20 days to get ready to get out of here, but I really don't. I'm not going to be here. So I've really fucking, after this show tonight, I can't fuck around. You guys don't understand, man. I've literally have bags and bags and bags of shit and clothes. So I'm doing it right now. I already started earlier. I went through it's tough too, man. I don't like this shit. You get emotional and shit, Especially it's hard to let things go. So I have all these clothes and shit. I never wear them though. I haven't worn them in years. But I'm hanging on to them. Oh, this girl gave me this and that. And then I get sad. I remember things. I'm standing there staring at her shirt for a few minutes. So I got to sort of rip it off like a Band-Aid. And I kind of did today a bit. I've tried a few times and I always get sentimental. And I'm like, I don't want to give this away and that. Oh. So today I was sort of like, listen, fuck, whatever you don't wear, dude, for real, just fucking put in a pile right now. So I'm going through it for real, fuck. All right, no way in hell I give this away. This I might wear, let's see, maybe. So I have 3 piles right now. I have there's no way in hell I'm giving away this fucking Buffalo Bill jersey. All right, everything else, okay, let's see. So there's a couple of church groups that are going to get a lot of fucking clothes from me, man. I get a lot of bags and bags and bags of shit. Whatever. I don't use them. It's time to let them go, man. Better clothe someone else than them sitting in a pile on my floor today, you know. It's cool though. I went through a bag that I didn't even know I had. I was like, oh fuck, I've been wondering about this shirt. I was like, I told him, you know what I found, Rich? The Grand Canyon t-shirt. I like that Grand Canyon t-shirt. And I haven't had it. I didn't know where it was. Fuck. I knew it was somewhere, but I didn't know what bag it was or whatever. And I found the Grand Canyon t-shirt today. So I was like, that's going in the keep pile. I was like, oh, we're keeping that. Yeah, like this. Fuck. I'm not throwing this away. I'm not going to throw this nice fucking Texas jersey away. Exactly, David Hutton. You know, if you can't wear it, what are you going to do, right? You know, I mean, what am I hanging on to this shit for? I'm like, wow, it's a nice leather jacket. Yeah, but you don't wear it. You haven't worn that jacket in 7 years, dude. That's what I'm thinking in my head. It's like, wow, am I really going to give away this fucking $300 jacket? And I'm thinking, well, what are you going to do? Like, you're going to go into fucking some shop, used store, fucking like a loser? You want to buy my jacket for $30? I'm like, nah, I'll just fucking make someone's life better. Put it in a pile, you know? Put it in a pile. But exactly, Kyle. Then I'm getting depressed, right? It's hard not to get depressed moving, fuck. When you're especially moving places, like it's like my fucking life is fucking done here. It's kind of weird. So as I stated, yeah, I've got a lot of stuff, man. I've got a lot of stuff. And I'm bringing basically none of it. So I've got to pare the shit down, give most of it away, keep a few things that I actually do wear, and then other things that I want to keep, but I just don't, you know what I mean? I'm going to put at Cam's house. That's one good thing. I was going to get a fucking storage locker, but I really need to because Cam has a house. So basically, I could just throw a bunch of hockey bags in his garage. You know what I mean? The good thing is, too, I'm only an hour away from here, too. So I'll be back. No, it is a new adventure. It'll be fine, David Hutton, but the thing is, guys, like I have a fucking lot. Like I'd show you, but I don't have a light in that room. Like I've got there's just piles and piles of shit. So like honestly, it took me like half an hour, 45 minutes, and I only got like 3 piles out of it. I was like, holy fuck, this is gonna take all night. Like honestly, I think I'm gonna start around 10. Like I'm gonna end the show at 10 tonight, and maybe, you know, I can't do this all night because another thing too, I got to get my sleep schedule going. Like I'm going to be on with Craig Carton at 9 a.m. starting this week and shit. Everything's different suddenly. Like it's going to be a little culture shock to my body. Like think about this. Guys, I'm going. And it's not like a vacation this week. Like think of the stress that I'm going to have. Like I got to be in a studio for 9 in the morning in New York fucking rush hour traffic and shit. Like, you know, I haven't gauged how long it takes and all that. So it's like, man, I don't have a choice because I can't be late. Imagine, oh yeah, my first 2 days in New York for the show, I'm late. So like, I'm like, oh, this is just great. Fuck. I'm gonna have to leave my place at like 7:30 in the morning or something just to make sure I'm not late and I get there. I did get fucking lost once too there last time. It's New York. Like you're going to get lost sometimes. Like I did. Fuck. I wasn't panic lost, but I was, you know, I was about 6 blocks fucking away from where I was supposed to be. Like I was on this bus from the ferry and I went right past where I was supposed to go, and I got off. I tried to do it myself. I was like, yeah, it's by the H&M. Fuck. So I sort of remembered, but everything looks the same in New York. It's like fucking, I was like, is that the same H&M or is it another one? I can't tell. Fuck. They all look like New York, downtown New York now. It looks like Toronto. It really does. It's just like it's just mega big stores everywhere. It's like the same shit everywhere, except they're bigger stores because it's like the monster flagship. So they'll just be this monster Gap. And then, 4 blocks later, there's another monster Gap. It's hard to differentiate there. So basically, it's like, whatever, I'll be fine. But I'm just saying, I'm going to have to wake up like it's 7 in the morning all week, 6:30. Like I can't be late, right? So I got to take my chance. I'd rather get there early than late. So, listen, I know the ferry only takes 20 minutes. And then the bus after is not bad. But I just got to figure that shit out, right? Cam's going to have a bad weekend. I'm going to find out Cam's selling all my stuff on his lawn, like Jess says. Yeah, so like I said, so it feels like I have time, right? But look, like we're going to Vegas. And then after, I'm going to go see my mother in Vancouver. And then after that, I'm going right, you know what I mean? Like, so basically, and I'm leaving for Vegas August 22nd, August 23rd. So you see what's happening here? Boom, it's August 4th right now. Bam, I'm going to be gone all week, August 11th. Once I get back August 11th, I've got like 10 days to get real. So I've got to start getting real now. Like I realized today, it's like, dude, you can't just sit here in a pile of clothes. You got to fucking deal with this shit. Like this lady's going to fucking, it's her condo next month. Like you got to get the fuck out of here, bro. And I'm like, exactly, Jazz. You know me, Jazz. You've been here. Like, you know my shit, bro. I got a lot of shit. Like, so suddenly it's like, man, I got a couple of days only. It feels like, August 4th, but it's not. Plus, I got to host fucking 6 hours of fucking radio shows every day, man. And like podcast and fuck, man. Oh, yeah, and I got a record to prepare for. Fuck, it's really starting to get to me. Thanks, Andrew Cock. Google Maps. Some of us live in reality, Jazz, that don't trust Google Maps for how long things are going to take. Google isn't the real world, Jazz. You've lived in Kelowna too long, up in the mountains and shit. No, we'll be back in September. I'll have this place in September, but I got to start getting shit out of here, because I really won't be here in September, but I will for a week or so. I already had the last month paid anyway, so I'm kind of screwed now anyways. I've got to, for the record too, I don't know if there's going to be Red Heat and Rage Radio this week. There will be tomorrow, but I don't think there will be on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, to be honest. Now, there might be. There might be, as crazy as it sounds, with someone else with Cam. But I don't think so. Because I asked them, I said, listen, for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I need to know, like, for fucking, booking guests. I said, are we going to do the studio live at the studio on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for Red Heat and Rage? And Cardano told me, he goes, you know what? I don't think we're going to do it. And then he said, he goes, I'll pay you guys anyways. So he said, I'll pay you guys. Tell Cam we'll pay you guys anyways. But he said, basically, no. He goes, no, I want to fucking go with you and get a fucking apartment condo with you. And we're going to go meet the owner, Lou. We're going out to dinner with Carton. Like, basically, I think I'm doing the Carton show from 9 to 12. And then the rest of the days will be looking for condos, discussing, okay, this is, you know what I mean? Because they have like a Sunday NFL show for me, a Saturday. Like, I don't even know the schedule. So, like, shit's getting real now. So there's a possibility the radio show won't be on this week. The SBR shit will be, because I'll get back to my hotel for 10 o'clock at night. Keith Hernandez. I am going to go yeah, exactly, Van Fub. Well, it's basically to get to know the place. Like, I got to get a place to live, right? So it's not going to, me and Cardano are going for a drive out to Jersey and shit. Yeah, I'll probably stay in the same hotel, Gridge. I've stayed there twice before, so, you know what I mean? Or I've stayed there once before, sorry. That's the thing, Kyle. You're right, Kyle. What am I supposed to go look for a condo? What, at 8 o'clock at night? Yeah, hi, I'm a Canadian guy. Fuck, I've got no references. Here's an Ontario health card. Can you give me your condo? Very good point, Kyle. That's like Cardano was like, no, there's no time for radio. He goes, we got to get you a fucking place. No time. I don't know, Bruce, how much fun it's going to be honest. The other thing is, I don't have any furniture. I don't have any furniture. And furnished places are fucking expensive there, man. Like, I looked. It's basically like $3,500 to $4,000 for a nice furnished place there. It's like, that's not happening. That's not happening. So, I think basically what I'll do is, hey, Matthias, good to see you, brother. Thanks for the support, Matthias. No, I think what I'm going to do is basically, hopefully this week we can lock down a place. And then what I could do is in the next few weeks, I could fucking pick up everything online. You know what I mean? Pick up everything online and I'll tell them, all right, deliver everything on fucking Monday, September the 3rd at once. I'm not going to fuck around this time. Like, I'm going to fucking pay them and shit to fucking install it and all that shit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm smarter now and I'm less cheap. So, like, I'll be like, I don't give a shit. I'll just tell them, listen, fuck, I need a fucking couch, table, TV, fucking bed, and, you know, I don't want it in boxes, fuck, all right? Like, I want to fucking, when I come in, I want to leave, and when I come back, I want it all set up, fuck. Like, you know, I'm going to fucking just tell them, I'll pay the fucking installation maintenance shit. Put the TV on the wall. Fucking give me the little bedroom set. Give me the fucking couch and table and shit. You know what I mean? I'll get a, just, you know, it's, everything's cheap in the States, fuck. I can get all that for fucking like $1,000, man. I would prefer a furnished place, but as I stated, yeah, I'm a little old for the milk crates, Larry. I've done that. Trust me. Dude, I used to have an apartment where it was nothing but milk crates. Except we were real slick. Like, we put blankets over them or like nice sheets, you know what I mean? So you couldn't tell. Like, I had a fucking coffee table that was milk crates, but I had a sheet over it with wood on top and shit. You know, Albert, no, we're going to keep Patreon going, but you know what we're going to do? It's good you guys are here now, too. Listen, it's a little concerning because if we lower the price too much, we could get riffraff, but a lot of riffraff wouldn't pay anything anyways. I'm thinking I'm going to lower the price on Patreon. You'll get one show a week type thing. You know, I can't do fucking the 6-hour Saturday night marathons anymore, obviously, and 8-hour shows and shit. But, you know, all the picks, podcast, behind the scenes type shit, you know. I'm going to keep Patreon going, but I'm not going to continue to charge $20 a month. $20 a month is a bit much for if I'm only doing once a week and less, you know what I mean? But we'll keep it going. I'll lose some money on a page. I got, you know, like Albert said, I can't be on like 24/7, man. Look, I'm going to talk to these guys this week about this, to be honest. Fuck. Well, especially now at the football Pittsburgh group. Now my real specialty's coming up, right? You guys are going to get all my props sent directly to you and shit. My best bets on Sunday. Because another thing is, too, I really won't have time to be on Twitter. You know, normally Sunday morning, I'm sitting here smoking weed, getting ready for the games. And you know what I mean? It's going to be different. I'm going to be a Monmouth racetrack and shit. I won't be, like, responding to people's tweets. Who do you like in the second half and shit? So if you're a Patreon, you're getting all my picks for the day and the week and my best bets, NFL contest picks and all that. No, I appreciate it, Kyle, but no, I can't. I don't. You know, I already think it's a little much as it is. You know, I've given as much as I can. We lay it out there for you, but you know, we'll lose some money because we'll charge less, but we'll pick up a few new people also, and whatever. At some point, like you said, like these guys are nuts. Fuck, like. Cardano told me the other day, he goes, yeah, we need you for fucking, we need you for the first weekend of college football, which is Saturday, September the 1st. So I said September the 3rd, actually. I think I'll be there that first Saturday doing a college football show. And he's like, and then next week, the Sunday racetrack, I think we're going to set it up, or maybe Atlantic City. We'll see. You know, even me, I wasn't overly enthusiastic about the Saturday one. It's like, you know, I do need sort of one day, fucking, just where I don't have to worry about being on the air, fuck. You know? I can handle the Patreon shit, like kicking it like this, but like, you know, this is the big leagues. Like, you know what I mean? Joe Lisi and fucking Rich Sermonello wear suits, and like, it's going to be Saturday morning, college game day. Oh, well, I'm live here at the studio. Holy fuck, man. Like now, like even if I, like, how do I drink now? That's another thing too. How do I ever have a drink? I thought about it already. I'm like, I guess I could drink Saturday, but I'd have to stop like early Saturday night because I'm not like, I couldn't drink till fucking 4 in the morning and then wake up fucking, oh yeah, I got to go to Monmouth at 10 a.m. guys, fucking all hungover. I can't do that. So like if I drank, like I'd have to drink like Saturday afternoon. I already thought about it. I'm like, when can I have fun? I'm like, I guess Saturday afternoon, fuck. I could fucking get shit-faced, watch the college football, go to bed at like fucking 10 at night or something, you know what I mean? And I'll be all right in the morning, you know? No, there'll be no Sunday night betcast, Mom. There will be no Sunday night betcast, buddy. That's gone. I have to tell SBR that actually, that I can't do weekends. The SBR show will continue. Yeah, we'll keep it 2 hours crisp. You know what I'm saying? Now, one good thing that saves me is I'm going to do Red Heat and Rage radio out of my condo in New Jersey. I'm going to do it out of the condo in Jersey. So I don't have to hang around all day in the studio. You know, I mean, that's good for me. You know, that's convenient. That's better. So like I'll go in from 9 till 12, and then after I can go back home at least. And that's good. Like that's going to be my little rest time. I'm going to fucking split at 12, get back home for 1, you know, chill out for a couple hours, do the show with Cam. You know, I'll get into a groove. I can handle this. I've done it before. I will get burnt out, but I'll be all right. I've done this shit. Not my first dance, man. I've always been on all the time. The only thing is when you're on all the time and ratings aren't good, who do they look at? They look at the guy that's on all the time. So that's the whole thing. You get to the top of a network and a station, then you get pushed off the cliff eventually. That's the way shit goes. Look at these guys. Settle down, Andy. Only Andy. I'm on fucking Andy. I'm going to be on 8 hours a day, 7 days a week. And you guys are like, oh, that sucks. You're not doing that. It's like, what do you want? Like, what more can I fucking do? Yeah. Because after all the fucking 7 days of the week, the last thing, that's what I need to do. I need to sit in front of a computer for 5 fucking hours watching Sunday Night Football. Yes, Mr. Baz. I'm going to do 3 shows a day, 5 days a week. Yes. 15 shows a week and then weekends. So about 17 shows a week. It's only like 68 shows a month. I imagine Babano will probably get the Betcast. Yeah, no shit, Big Will. That's what I was thinking too. I'm like, I'm not kidding. Like, I got to take some of that Frank Thomas eugenics shit, man. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. Like, I'm gonna start popping like that fish oil omega-3 shit or something. Because yeah, I'm gonna need an extra little like, huh, what? No, I know. It's the end of my Jazz brand weed fucking like I said though, I'm very happy that New York decriminalized marijuana this week. It'll be legal there in a year or two. New Jersey approved. You know, I was disappointed. I was under the impression that like weed was going to be legal in Jersey any month now, but they approved it. It's kind of a weird deal. Like they actually said, yeah, fuck, we're going to have legal weed. We're not against it. Like no one fought it even. They're like, yeah, we're going to do it. But New Jersey's such a shit show. I guess they don't have a state budget, right? So it's part of the bureaucratic. Yeah, when the governor comes up with a budget, we'll fucking handle the weed thing and. It's just basically dysfunction. So I was reading that, yeah, it'll be like next summer type thing probably. But Jersey's on it. At least they legalized the gambling. The weed's going to be next, which is cool. And New York is really falling behind New Jersey now, fuck, right? You know, New York hasn't legalized gambling. So they're losing all this money to Jersey suddenly. New York, Cuomo was against legalizing weed. But he's only changed his mind now because he sees politically he has to. He's like, well, fuck, I kind of look like an idiot. So they're like, oh, we're going to look into it. So then this week in New York, they actually announced, like officially too, I was glad to hear, like they had a press conference and everything. The chief of police, the governor, the mayor, everybody fucking was there. They all said fucking they're not arresting or charging anybody for smoking marijuana in public anymore. Basically, they said you could get a ticket for smoking in public, but it'll just be a ticket. Like there's no more court appearance. Which is good for me. At least, you know what I mean? If by chance, for some reason, I get popped smoking a fucking spliff somewhere. What? The Bills? Trey, what's this? Yeah, here it is. Thanks, Cody. Good job. Browns trade Corey Coleman in exchange for, no, it says for a late round draft pick. A late round pick. I don't have a problem with this from the Buffalo Bills standpoint. Yeah, no, Cody, you probably got confused because the headline says Corey Coleman was a first round pick. Because the headline says Buffalo Bills acquire first round draft pick fucking Corey Coleman. So that's kind of, it's sort of semantics in the headline. But reading, it says the Bills for an undisclosed later round pick. I would imagine it's a 4th or 5th round pick. This is why, though, this is exactly good move for the Buffalo Bills. I like it. Corey Coleman's a fucking speed burner. He's a little bit of an underachiever, but he's a speed burner. And This is how stupid the Cleveland Browns are. This is why you can't bet on their over 5.5. So let me get this straight. Josh Gordon isn't in camp right now because he needs to mentally clear his head again. You've got Jarvis Landry, and now what? You just let Coleman go. So what happens if fucking Jarvis Landry gets hurt now? And then suddenly Josh Gordon's your guy, but Josh Gordon isn't there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Cleveland, like, I don't know. What'd you do this for, Cleveland? It just doesn't make sense. Like, Cleveland always just fucking do stupid shit. You know, Cleveland took this fucking guy in the fucking first round instead of Carson Wentz, for fuck's sakes. Now they just traded him for a late round pick. You know what I mean? It's like the Cleveland Browns just continued. Like, every time you think the Browns are turning a corner, and you can say to yourself, wow, whatever, the Browns don't need Corey Coleman, but all right, well, Josh Gordon's not there right now. What happens if fucking Jarvis Landry gets hurt, or fucking Josh Gordon never shows up, or he fucking fails a test? And then what do you have? Like, I don't know. Like, the Browns are weird. Like, you know, if you're the Browns, what are you building for? You know what I mean? Like, the Browns have sucked forever. They finally, like, all off season, they tell their fans, look at all the talent we have. We got Jarvis Landry, we got Corey Coleman, we got Josh Gordon. Well, we're going to trade him. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I can't bet on the over 5.5 of the Cleveland Browns, because for all I fucking know, like, and Hugh Jackson says, I'm not rushing Baker Mayfield. Well, I know you said that last year about Kaiser. So, like, for all I fucking know, man, Tyrod Taylor will have a bad game in week 5, and you're going to bench him for Baker Mayfield. And then, you know, like, they're too unpredictable, the Browns. And this is really, really, really a reminder to fucking stay away from betting on them. Like, they might trade someone else. Like, they do stupid things, the Cleveland Browns. That's a very good point as well, Cody. It's funny, too, because Des Bryant's so fucking stupid, Cody. He turns down the Baltimore Raven offer, and now he's going to end up on the Browns probably. Fuck. The under of this game's looking good. I remember I saw Grinch in the chat earlier tonight say, we should jump in on the under 8.5. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I should have. Fuck, I already have the 9 and plus money too. It was plus 105. Good to see Jazz back. Thanks for joining us, Jazz, after missing the show last night. Jazz is out boating with a bunch of topless chicks. All right, the Yankees now have a runner on third base, but there's 2 out. Still scoreless. From a Buffalo Bills standpoint, though, this does upgrade their wide receiver situation. The Buffalo Bill wide receiver situation was Kelvin Benjamin, Zay Jones, Jeremy Curley, Andre Holmes, and now they have Corey Coleman in here. That is, but the thing is, Corey Coleman is Corey Coleman. He's not bad. He's not a bad guy. He's not a troublemaker or anything. You know what I mean? It's not like he's a head case. But the thing with Corey Coleman is he's from Baylor. And a lot of these Baylor guys, they're not in the NFL. Like, you know, in college, basically Corey Coleman scored 1 million touchdowns. And he used to just run straight down the field. And he was fast as fuck. And Baylor played an explosive offense. Like, he's not a great wide receiver, but he is very fast. He's a good deep down the field guy. Like, he can make plays, this dude. But he's also one of these guys, you know, like, he's very typical of sort of, you know, a fast wide receiver. He gets nicked up a lot. You know what I mean? He's never 100%. And it's funny because he got hurt like the first day of practice with the Browns. And not really hurt, but they were like, well, I don't know. He thinks he pulled something. And I think the Browns are just sick of it. And I think that's from their perspective. They're like, this dude's never going to fucking play 16 games. And another thing is, too, like Corey Coleman, he played at Baylor. He's not a cold weather guy. You know, that's why he didn't really fit in Cleveland. Now you're not. Now you're going in there to fucking Buffalo. Like, I think Corey Coleman would be better if he was on the Rams or something, you know, or the Saints. And he wasn't outside in the snow and shit. He's just, it's not him. But now he goes from Cleveland to Buffalo. He's probably thinking, fuck, why? Of all fucking, I got to go from fucking Cleveland. You know, you're probably all happy when you're on the Browns. Listen, you got traded. You're thinking, well, it really can't be worse, fuck, wherever I go. So where do I go? Buffalo. It's like, holy fuck, it might be worse. It is, actually. Buffalo's a better team than Cleveland, but Cleveland's a better city than Buffalo. And listen, I love Buffalo. I'm a Bills fan, but Buffalo doesn't have an NBA team. They do have an NHL team, but you know what I mean? I'm saying Cleveland's a bigger city, you know? Like Buffalo, like the Bill players really, really are isolated. Like the Bill players don't even live in Buffalo. Like the stadium's not in Buffalo. It's like fucking 30 miles. It's like it's in the middle of nowhere in Orchard Park. It's like past Buffalo. And it's a rich suburb and shit, and kind of then a bunch of farms and shit. And the Bills don't even live in Buffalo. Like the Buffalo Bill players are never in downtown Buffalo. Like downtown Buffalo is kind of, you know, lower fucking whatever. And they're all rich, the players, and they all practice in Old Orchard, in an Orchard Park, in Orchard Park. So they all practice out there. So they're not going to live in Buffalo. So they all live like in the suburbs and shit, the Bill players. And, you know, they just go to practice and shit. And another thing is there's not a lot there to begin with, right? Like there's a bar scene in Buffalo on Chippewa Street, and there's, you know, there's the down Main area. You know what I mean? There's a bunch of bars and shit, but where they are, there's not a lot. And obviously in Buffalo, they're obsessed with the fucking Bills. So if you're a Buffalo Bill player, you really can't go out anywhere without people knowing right away, oh my God, there's the guy from the Bills, right? So they're very isolated, the Bill players. Like they, you know, they're just sort of stuck in a house in the middle of nowhere, essentially. You know, like that's the whole thing. Like anytime you talk to a Buffalo Bill player, they always tell you that. They all say it's good, you stay out of trouble and shit, but it is boring. Like they get, you know, they all say the same thing, that you're fucking isolated. You're like, it's snowy and shit. Man, what was it? Sammy Watkins, fuck. There was a dude on the bill. I think it was Sammy Watkins. Sammy Watkins fucking was like scared of snow and shit. There was a dude on the Bills. He'd never seen snow before. And I think it was EJ Manuel, maybe even. Fuck. Like you drafted a quarterback. No, it wasn't EJ Manuel. I think it was Watkins. I guess it really, really, really snowed, fuck, once in Buffalo, for real. It was like 10 feet high and shit. And like Watkins was like stuck in his house and he wouldn't. They said, well, Sammy, you got to fucking sort of, you know, just sort of knock it over. And you got to shovel it and shit. Get it out of your way. Create a path. And he's like, I ain't touching that shit. I'm not going out there. Fucking. So you just imagine like Bill players, they're all scared. They're in their rich house fucking looking out the window at the snow thinking, what the fuck is that? Fuck. They're thinking, God, why do I play here? Fuck. This is horrible. They're all cold. I don't know if it was Sammy Watkins. There was one guy who was fucking funny, man. But a guy, one of the other guys on the team had to go to his house and like fucking knock the snow over. Somebody like came out and just like bam, bam, and knocked it all over with a shovel. And they were like, come on, you fucking pussy. Fuck, just come out. Yeah, like as I stated, out of every team in the NFL, out of any city, there's really not too many places worse than Buffalo if you're an NFL player. Let's just be real. Now, listen, the Bill fans are great, and there's passion, and you know what I mean? You're treated well, but Green Bay sucks. But the thing is, the Packers are good, right? Like before the 80s, the Green Bay was like the Bills, fuck. Nobody wanted to play for the fucking Packers, man. Reggie White changed it all. Like, Reggie White signed with the Packers. He was the first guy. Like, first off, the Packers were shit. Number two, it's fucking cold there. Number three, oh, boom. Red Sox home run, motherfuckers. Mookie Betts. So I'm saying when the Packers were shit in the 80s, nobody wanted to sign there. And even in the, you know what I mean? And no black guys wanted to go there. It was all white, right? So Reggie White was the first guy to change it, to actually like sign there as a free agent and willingly go to Green Bay. And then it opened it up, and then they got good. They brought Brett Favre in, and they traded for Brett Favre, and they built that team up, and then the franchise. And now, I think players don't mind playing for Green Bay because it's so passionate, and they're good, right? It's like Pittsburgh. It's like, yeah, it's cold in Pittsburgh, but the team is good. The fans are really, really rabid. It's a good city to play in. Right, like, but there's certain cities like Green Bay, but Green Bay are good, so players don't hate it. Picking up college chicks. The Magic Man, Don Majkowski days. Remember him? You know what was cool? Remember the Packers used to play one game a year, a couple of games a year? I used to play like 2 or 3, actually. I think it was split, maybe in 4. They did it for a few years. I think it was split. Like, the Packers were so sort of unpopular. Like, they were fading. They were like, all right, let's go play in Milwaukee. Fuck. So they used to play games in Milwaukee, not just at Lambeau. They used to play at the baseball stadium, too. They'd mix it up. Be like 1 week there, 1 week, you know what I mean? Like, I remember vividly watching the Packers play at fucking the baseball stadium. Yeah, Jacksonville is very, very undesirable. But the thing with Jacksonville is, David Hutton, is they're not bad now, right? And it's still Florida. It's still nice weather. Like, the thing with Jacksonville, like, it sounds like, oh, yeah, you'd rather be in Miami, or even Tampa. But you got to understand, Jacksonville's not that bad because the players have money. So they're not living in the bad part of Jacksonville. They're living in a nice fucking suburb of Jacksonville. And also, NFL players don't hate playing for Jacksonville because half the fucking league is from Florida, right? So if you're a kid and you grew up poor in the state of Florida, it doesn't suck to be rich living in Jacksonville after, right? You're like, man, I'm from Miami, man. I'm from I'm from 3 hours away from here. My family's right up the street. I got my house there. I rent a condo in Jacksonville for the fucking few months, and I go back to Miami when the season's over. Right? Like, so players don't mind Jacksonville because it's warm. The team's getting better. Yeah, the blue-collar cities are usually the most passionate, right? Pittsburgh Steelers, Green Bay Packers. Doug Peterson was with the Packers when Brett Favre was there. So it's like early 90s. It's the same thing in the NHL right now, right? Look, I'm from Montreal, and it sucks to say that, but it's true. Players don't want to play in Montreal. There's so many negatives about playing in Montreal as opposed to other places. I mean, these guys are human beings, right? They're normal dudes and shit. So they're aware of what each city's like. You play in Montreal and you're on the Montreal Canadiens. The only benefit of it is you get laid. You know what I mean? You get laid anyways, anywhere. Like if you're on the Montreal Canadiens in Montreal, the media are up your ass all the time. Fuck. The fans will turn on you in a heartbeat if you suck. You'll get harassed on the street if you suck. Like people do harass you in Montreal if you suck. Like they'll be like, you fucking suck and you're a disgrace. Your family will get harassed. If you're fucking English and shit, they're going to be on your fucking ass to speak French. You got to send your kid to a French school, even if you're an English dude. The team hasn't won in 25 fucking years. The owner's kind of cheap. Like, there's not, what benefit is it? You know what I mean? It's like, you know, what benefit is it? Oh, yeah, it's a dream to play on the Montreal Canadiens. For what? What? So I can have the Journal de Montréal stalking fucking my family and shit? You know what I mean? Like, what do we get out of this? Like, what's the upside? You know, like, and before it was sort of the same thing with the Leafs. Like, players would be like, I don't want to play for the Leafs. You know, like I remember Sidney Crosby, was it your dream to play for the Leafs? He's like, no. He goes, I actually want to play for the Canadiens when I was a kid, but now I'm just happy to be in the league. But, you know, before, many fucking big players would say to the Leafs, no, thanks, but no thanks. You guys suck. Too much media pressure. It's not worth it. You never win, you know. But now the Leafs are a fucking sought after place because, you know, they have good management. They have money. The team is good. I know, David Hutt. That's the thing. In Buffalo, they love the Sabre players. You're right. It's sort of like being a Winnipeg Jet or an Edmonton Oiler. You know, in the cold weather, smaller cities, they love their hockey players. I know. It's amazing. The Sabre fans and the Bills fans, Buffalo fans are so loyal. I don't know, man. The Sabres are just terrible. Boston's a fucking world-class city. But the Sabres are just terrible. And you know what? The Sabres are one of these teams where you're like, man, they've had top draft picks for years, and they never get better. But they've had a pretty good offseason. Like, it seems like the Sabres might actually be turning a corner. Might. Well, all right, guys. So look at this. It was 9:18 before, and I said we're only in the third inning. Since then, it's been 1 hour. It's 10:14, so it's been 56 minutes. We're in the fifth inning only now. Oh, and look, here the trips to the mound have started. You know what I mean? The trips to the mound and the drama has started. Like, this game really is going to be a 4-hour game. No, I really do. I think the Sabres have some good players, but they always have good players. It just never comes together for them. But I hope they do well. It's weird. I love the Bills. Like, I've always loved the Bills since I was a kid. I used to like the Sabres when I was a kid. I have a picture of myself I used to have the Sabre jersey and shit when I was a kid. But I'm not like passionate about the Sabres like I am the Bills, but I do I pull for the Sabres though, because I know it's all Bills fans, you know. Like, I do I'm not anti-Sabres, you know. I always felt sorry for the Sabres when I was a kid because the Canadians would always beat them in like painful fashion. The Sabres would like always lose in overtime. It's like even the year the Canadians won a cup in 1993, man, they beat the Sabres. They beat the fucking 4 straight times in overtime. Like, that's heartbreak city type shit. Like, the Sabres lost 4 games to the Canadians in playoffs in overtime. I think they beat who they beat too? It was the fucking Quebec Nordiques in the first round. Same shit. I think they swept the Nordiques, but I think they beat the Nordiques. Like, every game by 1 goal and like 3 of them in overtime. When the Canadians won the cup, they won I think it was 11 games. 11 out of the 16 games they won in overtime. Like, they were a good team, that 93 team, but they were fucking lucky too. Like it was inevitable too. Like there was no live in-game betting in those days. I wish there was, because every time you just knew they were going to win. It was like, yeah, they'll win. In fact, it's going to overtime. They're going to win. And it would always score fast too. It was never like, I don't remember the Canadians overtime games that year ever being like 3 overtimes. It was always like right away, John LeClair scores. John LeClair scored like fucking 6 overtime winners or something. Like every overtime game, same thing. Like first 5 minutes, John LeClair would just score and be over. Hey, we win again. Yeah, the Canadians are a train wreck. And he's, every fucking move he makes just seems to make him worse, to be honest. That's the thing, man, with Jeanneret and fucking May and all those Sabre teams. They love the Sabres so much. Like, it'd be nice to see them do well. They made it to the Cup that year, and then they got fucked. Look, they were going to lose anyways. They got screwed. That was only game 6. Dallas were the better team. They were going to lose probably, but they did get screwed. I mean, Brett Hull was in the crease. There's no arguing. That's the thing with the people of Buffalo and that city. I mean, look at the support that they've given the Bills, and look at the support they give the Sabres, and not one championship to show for it. It's kind of rough. It's cruel. Exactly. And the Bills lose in a fucking Super Bowl on a missed field goal. The Sabres lose the Stanley Cup on a fucking illegal goal. You know what I mean? Like Buffalo gets fucked. Like they have been hard. Like they came so close so many times to the Bills too. Trust me, like I was there for the ride, The first game against the Giants, everyone thought the Bills were going to win. Like the Bills were 7-point favorites. That was the one that was like, they're going to win the Super Bowl. I was pretty sure we're going to win the Super Bowl. I was worried about the Giants though. I remember at the time thinking, like, I remember saying even they shouldn't be 7-point favorites, the Bills. I was like, 7 points. I don't like the spread. I didn't like seeing that. And everyone was like, oh, the Bills are going to kill the Giants. And I was like, they're not going to kill them, man. It's going to be fucking tough. They got Lawrence Taylor, man. I was like, they said, you think they're just going to roll over the New York Giants? I said, we got to play Bill Parcells. Fuck. It's not going to be easy. I knew it, but I thought the Bills would win. I was like, the Bills will win, but don't lay the points. Like, I had the Bills on the money line. I did bet a bit on the Bills because I remember losing. I remember saying during the game to someone, I said, well, they're not going to cover, but we can still win. Let's get this. And fucking, they didn't. When we played the Cowboys, I didn't feel good. I had a bad feeling about the Cowboy game. Or sorry, the second one was the Redskins. Sorry. The first one was the Giants. I was in LA and Hollywood watching that. The second one, I was in Montreal. The second one was the Redskins. The Redskin game was the one that angered me the most. Yeah, the Redskins Super Bowl loss was the one that I got the most upset and angry about. Out of the 4. Like, the first one was just shocking. Like, oh, my God, they missed the field goal. It was sort of like shock. The Redskin one was frustrating because the Redskins weren't that good. And I lost a lot on that one. I bet more on the second one than any of the other ones. I remember it. Like, that was the one I really thought they were going to win. Fuck. They were playing the Redskins, and the Redskins were favored. The Redskins were 7-point favorites over the Bills. Fuck. 6-point favorites, I think. 6.5. Whatever, in that ballpark. 6.5, 7 type shit. And I was like, this is crazy. It was like Mark Rippon, and the Redskins were okay, but, they didn't seem to be great. And I was like, the Bills are going to fucking surprise you all, man. They're going to beat the Redskins. Like, you know, and people are like, nah, the Redskins. And then fucking, I remember I took the Bills on the money line. I was convinced they were going to beat the Redskins. And that was the one that angered me the most because the Bills got their ass handed to them. Fuck. Like the Giant game could have went either way. You know, the Bills played their hearts out. Like they just were on the wrong end of the historic game. The Redskin game, the Redskins kicked the shit out of them. Like the Bills lost. I think the final score is 37-24. And it really wasn't that close. Like the Bills scored a few garbage points. Jim Kelly was terrible. He threw a million interceptions and shit. It was a bad fucking game. I was fucking angry. And then the next year, they played the Dallas Cowboys. At that point, yeah, the Cowboys were monster favorites. Fuck, the Cowboys were like fucking 8-point favorites or something. And because the Bills had lost 2 Super Bowls in a row. And I really didn't feel good about that one. I was like, the Cowboys are going to fuck us up. And they did. It was like 51-17. And then the last one, we got the Cowboys again. 4 years in a row. 4 years in a row. You imagine, you imagine me as a Bills fan for the 4th year in a row? I'm like, back, here we are again, man. Let's get it. So it was the 4th year in a row, and it was the 2nd year in a row when they were playing the fucking Dallas Cowboys. And the Cowboys were getting a little older and shit. And fucking, you know, the Cowboys showed a little bit of cracks. You know what I mean? Like, they're beatable. They're not impossible. But they beat us 51-17 the year before. But it set up well because I thought, and I told people, I said, I'm telling you, the Bills are going to beat them this time. And people are like, give it up, Ramsey. You're nuts, fuck. And I said, I'm telling you, the Bills are going to take it for the Cowboys are going to think it's going to be easy since they smashed us last year. And so the 4th and final game, I really thought the Bills were going to win the game. I was like, we're going to upset them. And I remember the Bills were getting 7 points in that one. There were 7-point underdogs. And yeah, the fucking NFC East, for fuck's sakes, I know. Giants, Cowboys, and fucking Redskins. Fucking. So I was like, yeah, we're going to fucking beat the Cowboys in the 4th one. It was in Atlanta, that game, too, I think. Fuck. And I remember it was in a dome, fuck, on the turf. And that was the one, man, that was like the most heartbreaking. The 1st one and the 4th one. The 4th one, I don't know, how many of you guys remember the game. I'm older and shit, and I'm a Bills fan, so I remember it vividly and stuff. But the Bills were winning 13-6 at the half. Fuck. Like, it was basically the Bills' last hurrah. Everyone knew they weren't going to make it to 5 Super Bowls, right? Even me, I was like, this is it, fuck. Like, I don't even want to go to a 5th Super Bowl if we can't win. Like, it was it, you know? It was an incredible accomplishment that they got back 4 straight years. So the last one, it was fucking rough. And you could just tell it was different, fuck. That the Bills players were like, we're not fucking this one up, man. You know, and the Bills like got wasted fucking in the first few Super Bowls. The Bills were known for partying too much during Super Bowl weeks. And in the last one, they were all serious and shit. They were very serious, the Bills. They knew, like, this is our last chance. I remember even the Bills admitted, like, it's hard to get to fucking 4 Super Bowls, let alone 5 in a row. We got to win this one. And they did everything perfect, guys, in the first half. Fuck. They terrorized the Cowboys. They beat the shit out of Aikman. They beat the shit out of Emmitt Smith. It looked like they broke the Cowboys' will. Like, it really did. It almost looked like the Cowboys were like, whatever, fuck. We won. We win a lot anyways. You know what I mean? And, like, the Bills were really, really fucking getting them. And the fucking second half fucking started. And fucking Thurman Thomas couldn't find his helmet. That was the beginning of the downfall. Thurman Thomas couldn't find his helmet. And then literally on the first drive of the second half, or it was like the second drive, because that was it. He couldn't find his helmet. And then after he got in, so it was like the Bills were winning. It was like 13-6. The Bills were winning. It was like midway through the 3rd quarter type shit. And it was getting serious. Like, even like people, like, you could sort of feel it. Like, even they were saying, you know, man, looks like this might be it, man. Buffalo's balling. Like Buffalo, like I remember the atmosphere with the announcers even were like, Buffalo is not going to be denied today. Like they were like, the Bills are coming to play today, and they were making plays left and right. And everything was going great. It was 13-6 for the Bills. I remember we stopped the Cowboys. They gave us the ball back, and we were going down the field and fucking around the Cowboy fucking 40-yard line or so, 45-yard line. Thurman Thomas fumbled the ball. It was picked up and fucking run back. I don't think it was run back for a touchdown, but it was run back like all the way to our fucking 6-yard line or something. Totally changed everything. Boom. Next thing you know, it's 13-13. I don't think we scored another point. The Bills just completely melted. I think they ended up losing fucking 27-13. Dallas scored to tie it. Boom. It was tense for a few minutes at 13-13. Bam. Dallas scored again, 20-13. And then I think Dallas punched one in later in the game. I'm pretty sure it was 27-13. I don't want to look it up to be sure. But I don't need to know. I remember saying, too, I said, whatever the fuck Marv Levy said to these guys at the half, man, great job, Marv. I like to know whatever the speech was, so you never say that again. I love Marv Levy, but I was just so like, oh, God. You imagine you lose 3 Super Bowls in a row. You get back to the 4th. You're leading 13-6 at the half. Everything's going good. You know, and what do? You fumble the fucking ball, man. Some shit's not meant to be, man. Some shit is just not meant to be. And to be honest, I just don't see. To be honest, I just don't see the Buffalo Bills winning a Super Bowl anytime in the future. Like, it's to the point where I don't expect them to. Like, I don't expect to ever see the Bills win. Boom, Red Sox get out of it. But you never know, right? The NFL is a weird league. Anyone can win, but it seems there's a few teams that don't. You know what I mean? It's like the Buffalo Bills have never won. The fucking Cleveland Browns have never won. The Detroit Lions have never even been to a Super Bowl. You know, it's the correlation. Fuck, Lake Erie. You're connected to Lake Erie is not good. But look, you know, the Philadelphia Eagles had been in the league for fucking ever, and it always choked too, right? The Eagles, and look, suddenly, bam, they win. We're going to get out of here in a few minutes, but I'll tell you right now, for the record, a team that I saw the computer pick them to win and shit. You know, Madden does the simulation every year. And it's not that accurate, but it's hit a few times where they picked like upsets and shit. But it wasn't just Madden. There was another one I saw too. I'll find it and talk about it this week. There was another one too that basically the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jacksonville Jaguars are like a lot of computer simulation to win the Super Bowl this year. I don't know. Is Blake Bortles going to win a Super Bowl? The Jags came pretty close last year, and they got screwed over in that game. Look, I didn't even have them. I had the Patriots in that game. I hate the Patriots, and I bet I had the Pats in that game. And even I'll admit, if you recall, Jacksonville was going to beat them. And it would have been the league's worst nightmare. Everyone knew that the league didn't want to fucking have Jacksonville versus Philadelphia in the fucking Super Bowl. Like, they needed to get New England through. And remember, the ratings were on the line, and that was an interception. Like, Jacksonville got screwed over. The thing is, Jacksonville were a young team, and you could feel Jacksonville fading and giving it away during that day. Right? And the referee just sort of like helped push it. But if you recall in that game, as soon as shit got real, like once there was like 10 minutes left in the game, and it was like the refs and everyone realized that, you know what? Jacksonville actually might win this game. Remember, New England was down by 4 points. They needed a touchdown. And then if you remember, it was just every fucking play, every second play, there was a penalty on Jacksonville suddenly. And then they got screwed over on the interception. Ramsey intercepted it. They said it wasn't. They said he didn't have control of it, but he did. It was kind of garbage. And look, Jacksonville could have stopped the Patriots after, right? I'm not saying the Patriots didn't win the game, but the league did. It felt like an NBA game. It felt like they were squeezing the Jags. Fuck, it really did. Oh, deep ball. Didn't it? You could just feel Jacksonville coughing it up, though, right? They got screwed, but it takes two. I always talk about that Carolina-Denver game. Denver were the better team. Cam Newton did choke. I'm not disputing that. I'm just stating that the referees fucking going after Carolina on every play did help break their will, you know? All right, guys, so once again, we appreciate the support here on Patreon. We'll see you tomorrow. Next Saturday, we'll be in Montreal, but we'll give you something from wherever we are. Next Sunday, there won't be a show. Next Sunday night. I'll be in Montreal next weekend. I can do the Saturday. I'll figure out a way to do the Saturday night from somewhere. But the Sunday night, I could be traveling. I'm going to be jamming with the dude in Homicide during the day, and then I got to fucking come back and whatever, you know? Patreon will be good for you guys. Yeah, we'll do the story another time, Grinch. It's not that great. I'll remember it, though, Grinch, for you, okay? Maybe I'll tell it tomorrow night. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Oh, I think the under is going to be good, but let's hope the Red Sox can hold on here, Brew. Be nice to end it with a nice 2-0 Sunday baseball night here, guys. Especially both at underdogs, -105 and +105. Thanks, Cody. Thanks for the kind words, Cody. I appreciate it. You guys rock. Thanks for the support and the Patreons. No, I'll tell. All right, I'll do the story quick on the way out of here for you, Grinch. You know, there's always like dudes were saying, don't slide in this chick's DM and don't fucking, you know what I mean? Well, a couple of nights ago, it was last week when I was all drunk, I fucking sent this chick a message on Twitter. And I told her, I'm like, listen, I don't, I never slide in chicks' DMs or anything like this, but I said, I'm going to be in Montreal. I'm going to be in Montreal, and I'm going to this football banquet and stuff. Or I'm going to a football game and then sort of for drinks after. But I basically said, I'm probably going to do my show from somewhere Saturday night, but it's going to be my last time in Montreal for a little while. I said, if you want to come down and fucking come down and hang out. I didn't say anything sleazy to her, basically. You know what I mean? But I basically told her, I like your style and shit. Fucking. So I said, I'm going to be in Montreal if you want to come and hang out. So she didn't I forgot that I did this. I totally forgot. So I look in my I see in the Twitter after sort of like 2 days later, I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, ooh, I forgot about that. right? And then the chick never responded. the chick never responded. So I was thinking fucking after, I'm like, man, I was like, she could have just said no or something. I was like, well, I guess she was fucking offended. And you know what I mean? I'm like, I guess fucking, I never got any answer back from her. So, whatever. I just moved on. Whatever. I didn't say anything. I read what I said. Fucking. I was like, nah, there's nothing like offensive. Like if she fucking went public with this, I didn't say, oh, you know what I mean? I was very like, I knew. I was like, just in case, like I'm going to be I got to be careful with my words here and what I say to her. So she never gets back to me, fuck. So she never gets back to me. And I see her on Twitter and shit. You know what I mean? I see her on Twitter and shit. And I'm like, wow, fuck, I guess this chick's just whatever. I misread her, fuck. Because she used to send me messages and shit. I'm like, I guess I misread fucking this girl. And then, but this is the funny part. So the other day I get a message from her. And she's like, I'm sorry that, she's like, I'm sorry that I took so long to reply. But she goes, I really tried and considered coming, but airfare is just too expensive. I'm very sorry. And I'm thinking, I sort of read it. I'm like, airfare is very expensive and you considered coming. The girl's not even in Montreal, fuck. I asked the girl out in a wrong city. And that's why she didn't get back to me for a few days. Because she was actually considering it. She goes, I actually looked to see how much it would cost to go, but it's just too expensive. I'm very sorry. And I'm like, airfare? Fucking, you want to go? I'm like, then I look and I'm like, she lives in fucking Vancouver, fuck. I'm like, I don't know why. I'm like, I just said LOL. I said, I don't know why. I said, I just really fucking thought you were from Montreal. And I said, I never really read your profile or anything before. I said, honestly, I've never read your profile. I really, I'm sorry. I really thought you were in Montreal. And I said, you look like you're from Montreal. And so I told her, I said, you really look like someone who would be from Montreal. The best is, she's like, what a nice girl, though. She's like, I'm sorry I took so long to reply, but I looked at airfare and it's just too expensive. As fucking gold, huh? It went from me thinking, man, I guess this girl's fucking, to her telling me, I looked at airfare, but I just can't come. It's, she's like, I'd like to. It sucks. It's so expensive. So that was my story. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens when I go at the PC. Yeah, there's the story time, Grinch. Yeah, I slid into a DM, got ignored, then got a very nice fucking, I wish I could come, but it's just too expensive airfare. And I realized, fuck, you're an idiot. Fuck, you're asking girls out that are 3,000 miles away. A real slick job, Morency. Yeah, I'm like, all right, I'm not asking anyone out again for a while here. Fuck, I can't. This isn't going well. Yeah. Good job, man. I know. I get the balls enough up to slide into a chick's DM, and I get the wrong city. Fuck. Yeah, that's my life, guys. That's my life. That's my life right now. I was thinking after. I was like, wow, that's the last time I ever slide into a chick's DM. Fuck. Yeah, Summer of George. All right, we got to get out of here, guys. So thanks for the support. We'll see you tomorrow. I don't know what holiday it is. What is this? This is one of those family day fucking like. I got to tell you guys, man, the younger generation, you guys are spoiled with these holidays. When I was a kid, there were no holidays. Fuck. Seriously, I remember like thinking, how come there's never any holidays? Like when I was a kid, like I hated school, and I remember like looking at a calendar once, thinking, you know, there's no holidays. Fuck. I remember like looking, like you remember in the old days, like after Christmas holiday at school, it would be like, oh fuck, man, there's not another holiday till Easter. Fuck, you know what I mean? It would be like January, February, March, April. Like there was no holidays. The holidays when it was a snow day, you got snowed in. Fuck. All right, school's canceled because the weather's too bad. That was your holiday day. Same with work and shit. Like nowadays, I swear to God, like they have holidays like UFC has pay-per-views. Like there's a holiday a month now. It's mandatory. I don't know what it is. You got, you know, oh, it's family day. What do you mean family day? What the fuck is family day? You guys just made that up. I was in the bank yesterday and I didn't even know it was a holiday. They're like, oh, it's closed on Monday. I saw it and I said, why are you closed on Monday? I said, what holiday do you guys come up with now? She's like, oh, it's a civic holiday. I mean, it's civic. What does that mean? Like, I don't know what that means. What do you mean it's a civic holiday? I don't know. What does that mean? Yeah, Bruce Chan saying civic holiday. Settle down, Bruce. Every day is a civic holiday for you, Bruce Chan. Bruce Chan's on a permanent civic holiday. Hey, what does civic holiday mean? Yeah, Better Call Saul, new season. Yeah, don't watch the last episode of the last season. It's fucking depressing. Oh, it's BC Day there. Fuck. That's what I'm saying. It's made up bullshit. The next vacation right now should be Labor Day. I feel I sound like an old crazy man. In my day, there were no vacations and we liked it. There were no holidays. By gosh, the only holiday that we had was Labor Day. And we work Labor Day. Yeah, like I said, I don't know, whatever. For me, there's never a fucking holiday because I'm on the radio in the United States and Canada. So when it's a holiday in Canada, it's not a holiday in the States. And when it's a holiday in the States, it's not a holiday in Canada. So in other words, we're on all the time, including tomorrow. So you better tune in tomorrow because I don't think we're going to be on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, Red Heat and Rage Radio. We'll see you tomorrow on the radio. Thanks for the support, guys. Other than that, you're on your own. Later. God bless you, Patreons. You guys fucking rock, man.